What if I told you the next world war won't be fought with bombs or even cyber attacks, but with life itself? Imagine this. A scientist, or maybe just a student with a laptop, sits at their desk. They type a simple prompt into an AI system. Design me the most dangerous virus the world has never seen. And within hours, the screen fills with possibilities. Not science fiction, not Hollywood, but genetic blueprints, sequences of DNA, proteins, toxins, all ready to be synthesized. The AI revolution. Artificial intelligence has already transformed our world. It writes essays. It drives cars. It folds proteins better than any human ever could. AI systems like DeepMind's AlphaFold have cracked biology's greatest puzzles, predicting how proteins fold, a task that baffled scientists for half a century. AI drug discovery firms are designing medicines at a pace once unimaginable. On one hand, this is a golden age of biology, but on the other, the same tools that promise cures can also design killers. The real experiment. In 2022, a group of researchers decided to test this danger. They took an AI drug discovery model, designed to find new life-saving molecules. But instead of asking it for medicines, they flipped the script. They asked it to generate toxins. Within 6 hours, the AI produced over 40,000 novel compounds, many of which resembled known chemical warfare agents. 6 hours, on a single machine. The terrifying question, and here's where the terror begins. If AI can generate toxins this easily, what happens when it's asked to design viruses? We've entered a world where the barrier to entry isn't a billion-dollar lab. It's not a nation-state program with thousands of scientists. It's a laptop connected to AI with the wrong intent. This is the dawn of AI-enabled bioweapons. And the worst part? Our biosecurity systems aren't ready. In Chapter 2, we'll explore how this technology is reshaping medicine for the better. Before we look at the dangers, we must understand the miracle. Because AI in biology isn't only about risks. It has already begun to save lives. 1. The breakthrough of protein folding. For half a century, one of the hardest questions in biology was, how do proteins fold? Proteins are the machines of life, but their function depends entirely on their 3D shape. Predicting that shape used to take years of lab work. Then, in 2020, DeepMind's AlphaFold solved the puzzle. It predicted protein structures with breathtaking accuracy, covering nearly the entire human proteome. For medicine, this was revolutionary. Suddenly, we could understand diseases at the molecular level, design drugs faster, and unlock mysteries from cancer to Alzheimer's. 2. AI and drug discovery. Next came AI-driven drug discovery. Startups like In Silico Medicine and Recursion are using algorithms to identify new drug targets, screen billions of molecules virtually, design novel compounds that would take humans decades to imagine. In fact, in 2021, In Silico's AI-designed drug entered human clinical trials, a world first. A process that once cost billions and took 10 to 15 years now moves in months. 3. Vaccines at record speed. Think about the COVID-19 pandemic. Without AI, vaccine development might have taken 5 to 10 years. But Moderna used AI-assisted mRNA design pipelines. Within weeks of sequencing the virus, candidate vaccines were ready. That's the kind of speed we're talking about. 4. The dual-use dilemma. Every strength of AI in biology is also its weakness. The same tools that fold proteins for cures can fold proteins into toxins. The same tools that design vaccines can design viruses. The same AI that accelerates medicine can accelerate misuse. This is the paradox of progress. The brighter the light, the darker the shadow it casts. So yes, AI is giving us a medical renaissance, but its power is dual use, and the line between healer and destroyer has never been thinner. Up until now, we've seen how AI is transforming medicine. But what if we flip the script? What if the same tools that design cures are asked to design killers? Let's walk through step by step how artificial intelligence could be exploited to create bioweapons. 1. AI as a designer of toxins. AI drug discovery platforms are trained to generate molecules that bind to proteins and disrupt disease. But with a small twist, you can ask them to generate molecules that disrupt human biology instead. In 2022, researchers conducted a chilling experiment. They instructed an AI model, originally built for drug discovery, to instead look for toxicity. The result? Over 40,000 novel toxic molecules created in under 6 hours. Some of them closely resembled VX nerve agents, among the most dangerous chemical warfare compounds known to humanity. That was just one test. Now, imagine if someone did this, but instead of molecules, they targeted viruses. 2. AI and genetic design. Modern LLMs, the same kind powering chatbots, can generate genetic recipes. By combining publicly available databases with AI's reasoning, one could theoretically design DNA sequences of pathogens, suggest modifications to make them more infectious, provide lab protocols for synthesizing them. This isn't science fiction. Experts warn that biohackers and even amateur enthusiasts could abuse these tools. It lowers the barrier of entry from governments and militaries to anyone with an internet connection. 3. DNA printing and synthesis. The next step is DNA synthesis. Today, companies can print custom DNA sequences to order for research, medicine, or biotech. Many reputable firms screen orders for dangerous sequences. But here's the loophole. Screening isn't universal. Not all countries enforce it. Clever AI prompt engineering can disguise dangerous requests, meaning a malicious actor could order the genetic parts of a virus, piece by piece, without raising alarms. 4. AI and virus optimization. AI doesn't just design molecules. It can simulate outcomes. It could predict how mutations will spread, suggest changes that make a virus more stable, more contagious, or resistant to treatments. Even evolve pathogens digitally before they're ever made in a lab. This isn't theoretical. Already, AI is used in vaccine development to predict how viruses mutate. But in the wrong hands, it could preempt vaccines, staying always one step ahead. 5. The DIY apocalypse. Here's the terrifying bottom line. The tools needed to misuse AI for bioweapons are not locked away in top secret labs. They're increasingly open source, cheap, and accessible. It doesn't take a superpower. It doesn't take billions of dollars. It could take a single graduate student with the wrong intent. This is why experts say we may be standing at the edge of a new kind of arms race. Not between nations, but between human ethics and human curiosity. In Chapter 4, the Biosecurity Failure, we'll uncover why our current defenses, from DNA screening to global treaties, are hopelessly behind, and why the speed of AI has outpaced the safeguards of humanity. When nuclear weapons were invented, the world scrambled to build treaties, safeguards, and international watchdogs. When the internet was commercialized, cybersecurity became a multi-billion-dollar industry. But when it comes to AI-driven biology, the defenses are almost non-existent. 1. The screening problem. Today, anyone can order custom DNA from synthesis companies. Many of the largest companies voluntarily screen customer orders to check if they match dangerous pathogens. But here's the catch. Screening is not universal. Many labs and suppliers worldwide don't do it at all. There's no global enforcement. AI can disguise dangerous sequences with simple tricks, making them slip through filters. A malicious actor doesn't need to hack biology directly. They just need to hack the gaps in the system. 2. The speed of AI versus the slowness of regulation. AI can generate new designs in hours, but regulations move in years or decades. While governments debate policies, AI tools are already open-sourced, downloaded, and spreading worldwide. Once a dangerous model is in circulation, you can't put it back in the box. This is the same story we saw with nuclear proliferation and cyber warfare, except AI moves faster than both. 3. The illusion of lab security. Many people assume that creating bioweapons requires a high-tech government lab. But biohacking spaces, community labs, are increasingly common, accessible for students and startups. And here's the problem. Many labs lack the biosecurity standards of top facilities. Cybersecurity for lab equipment is shockingly weak. DNA sequencers, lab software, and databases are often vulnerable to hacking. This is what experts now call cyberbiosecurity, and it's one of the weakest links. 4. No equivalent to nuclear treaties. For nuclear weapons, we have the Non-Proliferation Treaty, the IAEA for inspections, international safeguards and sanctions. For AI-enabled biology, none of that exists. No global body monitors gene synthesis orders. No watchdog tracks AI misuse in biotech. No treaty binds nations to prevent biological AI arms races. We are flying blind into one of the most dangerous frontiers humanity has ever entered. 5. Why this is a crisis. The irony is cruel. AI is the most powerful tool we've ever built for medicine, but it is also the most powerful tool we've ever handed to those who would misuse it. And the people meant to protect us, they are outpaced, outspent, and outsmarted. We live in a world where a laptop can outpace the world's biosecurity systems. And if nothing changes, the next pandemic won't come from nature. It will come from us. In Chapter 5, Lessons from History, we'll see why this danger isn't unprecedented. Every technology, from nuclear physics to the internet, has walked this road before. And every time, the question was the same: will we control it, or will it control us? History is full of brilliance, and every time, brilliance came with a shadow. To understand why AI-enabled bioweapons are so dangerous, we must look back at the paths we've already walked. 1. Nuclear physics, nuclear bombs. In the 1930s, physicists were unlocking the secrets of the atom. Nuclear fission promised limitless clean energy. But by 1945, those same discoveries produced Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The lesson? Science doesn't stay in the lab. It moves into the battlefield. And once knowledge exists, it cannot be unlearned. 2. The internet cyber warfare. The internet began as a dream of global connection, a tool for sharing knowledge, for bridging cultures, for education. But today it is also a battlefield. Cyber attacks cripple power grids, steal billions, and sway elections. The same network that carries medical data and love letters carries ransomware and propaganda. The pattern is clear. Every tool for unity becomes a tool for destruction. 3. Biotechnology, CRISPR babies. Biology itself was not spared. In 2012, CRISPR gene editing technology was hailed as a revolution, the ability to cut and paste DNA with surgical precision. But by 2018, a Chinese scientist announced the birth of the first genetically edited babies. The world was stunned. The scientific community condemned the act, but it showed how quickly new technology can leap from promise to controversy. 4. The pattern. Nuclear physics gave us reactors and bombs. The internet gave us knowledge and cyber warfare. CRISPR gave us cures and genetic manipulation. And now, artificial intelligence gives us medicine and the blueprint for bioweapons. The pattern isn't coincidence. It is inevitability. 5. The lesson for today. So what do we learn? That every breakthrough carries its opposite. That every cure is shadowed by a potential curse. That progress and peril are two sides of the same coin. And that we cannot stop the shadow from forming. We can only decide how to manage it. If history is our teacher, then AI and biology will not stay pure. It will be twisted. It will be weaponized. The question is not if. The question is when and by whom. In Chapter 6, the scenarios, we'll look at what those whens and whos might look like. From lone hackers to state actors. We'll explore the nightmare scenarios of how AI-enabled biology could turn our greatest tools into humanity's deadliest threat. We've seen the promise. We've seen the risks. But now comes the most haunting question of all. What would it actually look like if AI-enabled biology went wrong? Let's walk through the scenarios scientists fear most. 1. The lone hacker. Picture this. A biology student downloads an open-source AI model. They use it to design modifications to a known virus. They order genetic fragments from multiple suppliers, stitch them together in a community lab, and test it on animals. They don't need billions. They don't need an army. Just knowledge, a laptop, and intent. This is the DIY apocalypse scenario. A single person starting what nature took millennia to evolve. 2. The terror group. Now, imagine a small extremist group. Instead of bombs or guns, they decide to weaponize biology. With AI, they can bypass years of scientific trial and error. They could design a virus that spreads easily, tweak it to evade existing vaccines, release it in a crowded city. Unlike traditional terror attacks, this one doesn't stop at the blast site. It keeps spreading silently, invisibly. 3. The rogue nation. Now scale it up. A hostile state uses AI to accelerate its biological weapons program. During the Cold War, bioweapons research was limited by how long it took to experiment. But with AI simulations, those barriers collapse. What once required thousands of scientists could be condensed in algorithms running at machine speed. This isn't just theory. Intelligence agencies already warn that state-backed labs are exploring AI for biowarfare. 4. The accidental lab leak. Not every catastrophe comes from malice. A well-meaning researcher uses AI to generate new viruses for study. One escapes containment, as many pathogens have before. History shows us dozens of cases. Smallpox escaping labs, SARS outbreaks traced back to research centers. Now add AI's ability to design novel, unpredictable pathogens. This is the nightmare no one intended, but everyone suffers. 5. The arms race. Finally, the darkest scenario, an AI-enabled biological arms race. Nations, fearing they'll fall behind, push ahead with weaponized bio-AI. Each breakthrough drives the other to move faster. Transparency vanishes. Safety is ignored. It's a nuclear arms race all over again. But this time, the weapons can't be stockpiled in silos. They live in DNA and spread through air, water, and blood. In every one of these scenarios, the common thread is the same. AI removes the barriers. It accelerates biology to machine speed. And humanity's defenses are far too slow. In Chapter 7, The Defense, Can We Win? We'll explore what humanity can actually do, from global treaties to AI safety locks, and whether we can close the gap before it's too late. Every threat in history has forced us to respond. Nuclear weapons gave birth to treaties and inspectors. Cyber warfare gave rise to firewalls and encryption. So now we face the question, can we defend ourselves against AI-enabled bioweapons? 1. The first line, DNA screening. The simplest, most immediate step is universal gene synthesis screening. Every company that prints DNA should be required to. Check customer orders against a database of dangerous sequences. Flag or block suspicious requests. Share alerts across borders. Right now, screening is voluntary. It must become mandatory, global, and coordinated. 2. Cyberbiosecurity. Labs today are connected. Sequencers, storage, even lab notebooks are digital. This means they can be hacked. Imagine an attacker inserting dangerous DNA instructions into a lab order unnoticed. This is why experts are pushing for cyberbiosecurity. Hardened lab networks, encrypted databases, AI tools that detect anomalies in genetic data. In short, if labs become battlefields, we need digital shields. 3. AI model safeguards. The same way social media platforms filter harmful content, AI models for biology need safety locks, restricting outputs that resemble pathogens or toxins, requiring licensing for advanced bio-AI models, watermarking outputs to track misuse. Without guardrails, we're giving anyone with curiosity the keys to Pandora's box. 4. Global treaties. We need a new kind of biological non-proliferation treaty, one designed for the AI age. This means binding nations to regulate DNA synthesis, sharing data on emerging bio-AI threats, setting red lines against AI-assisted bioweapon research. Just as the IAEA monitors nuclear activity, we need a global body to monitor synthetic biology and AI convergence. 5. Surveillance and rapid response. Even with safeguards, accidents or malicious releases may happen. That's why we need global microbial surveillance, monitoring unusual outbreaks in real time. Rapid response teams trained to contain new pathogens at the source. Flexible vaccine platforms, mRNA systems ready to pivot to any new sequence. COVID-19 showed us we can't wait years. We need defenses that operate in weeks. 6. The human factor. And finally, awareness. Because no treaty, no AI filter, no lab rulebook will matter if the public treats this like science fiction. As long as people think zombie viruses or AI bioweapons are clickbait, governments will underfund defenses. But knowledge is power. Awareness is survival. The first defense is understanding what we face. So, can we win? Yes, but only if we act faster than the threats we've unleashed. The window is small, the stakes are infinite, and the choice is ours. Now, in our final reflection and call to action, we'll ask the ultimate question: will humanity take control of AI and biology, or will it control us? For the first time in human history, words can become weapons, not through speeches, not through propaganda, but through code typed into an AI model, translated into molecules, assembled into life. We are crossing a threshold where biology bends to algorithms, where creation and destruction merge in the same machine. The fork in the road. The lesson of history is clear. Every technology, from fire to fission, is a double-edged sword. But AI-enabled biology is different because it doesn't just give us power over the world around us. It gives us power over life itself. So here is the haunting truth. The apocalypse won't come from machines rising against us. It will come from us using machines against ourselves. The choice. And yet, we are not powerless. We can build safeguards. We can write treaties. We can demand accountability. We can prepare, learn, and defend. Because the apocalypse isn't inevitable, but ignorance is. Your role. So now, I turn to you. You made it this far. You've learned the risks. But knowledge locked inside your mind means nothing. What matters is what you do with it. Share this video. Talk about it. Spread awareness. Because the first line of defense isn't governments or labs. It's people, informed, vigilant, prepared. The binge path. If this gave you chills, don't stop here. Watch the Grey Goose scenario, where nanobots consume the world. Binge the full apocalypse playlist, from zombie viruses thawing in ice to the end of the universe itself. These aren't just stories. They are warnings. And the more of us who understand them, the better chance we have to survive them. The machines are learning. The ice is melting. The clock is ticking. But the future is still in our hands.